Hello, boys and girls. Today we will be, I'm moving my camera around. Today we'll be going over our lesson 7 words in Caesar's English. This will be for a total of 20 word parts that we are now studying and using. So please join me as we take a look at these word parts. All right. Excuse me for just a moment while I rearrange the screen. Here we go. If you'd like to, you can open up your Caesar's English book. The first page of lesson 7 for me is page 65. For you, that might be slightly different due to having a different edition. As we look at those words, let's talk about the word parts and some examples. The first word part is aqua. This word means water. If I use my Spanish to help me understand my English, agua means water. So this word part will hopefully be simple to remember for many of us. And here we have the example of an aquarium. An aquarium is a transparent tank of water in which fish or other water creatures and plants are kept. An aquarium is a home for fish and plants with water. Okay, that makes sense. Let's keep going. Here we have Audi. Sometimes we pronounce it Audi, okay, depending on the word. For example, audience. This is a group of people that are sitting in order to hear some kind of public event, maybe a play, going to watch a movie, going to watch a concert, okay? The audience is observing, is listening to, is hearing what is going on the stage. Next up, we have scrib. Okay, now at first that might sound funny, but if you use your Spanish, again, to help you understand your English, I love it when this happens, you will notice that scrib is part of the word in Spanish, escribir, which escribir means to write. Okay, so here we have the example word describe. A lot of times when you're describing something, you are using many words in order to talk about what a person is like. A person, a place, an event, okay? So describing can be done both in talking and in writing. So here that word part scrib that we see inside of the word describe means to write. Up next we have sede. Okay, or in English, we might say seed. Now, this isn't the kind of seed that grows into a plant. This is a word part that means to go. Notice the spelling, C-E-D-E. That's spelled very differently than a seed that grows into a plant, okay? So seed in this case means to go. For example, here we have recede, okay? This means to go or to move back from a previous position. It gives us the example. The flood waters have receded. They've gone back, okay? Now, Mr. Rodriguez might laugh at me for using this example, but sometimes as people get older, in Mr. Rodriguez's case, okay, you'll see that bottom example there. When I stop moving my mouse, you can see the example. It says of a man's hair that it ceases to go, or it starts to recede, to go back on their head. Maybe you can think of a man, an older man in your life whose hair is receding. The man I know in my life is Mr. Rodriguez, okay? He, again, he would laugh at me if he knew I were using him as an example. The last one, size. Now, this isn't the kind of size like what is your shoe size. This is also spelled differently. Notice it's spelled C-I-S-E. This means to cut, okay? The example here in sizer, you'll see the C-I-S in the middle of that word right here. And that means the same thing with or without the E on the end, okay? So C-I-S. These are actually teeth that you have in your mouth, okay? You have teeth that are specialized in cutting. These are the teeth that your hamburger first encounters. As you put your hamburger in your mouth, your teeth, your front teeth, are used for cutting a bite out of that hamburger, Okay, so those teeth are called incisors. So here are the 5 word parts that we are adding this week. Aqua means water. Audi means to hear. Scrib means to write. Seed means to go. Size means to cut. You will find a study guide at the end of lesson 7 in your Caesars English book. For me, this is on page 70. For you, it might be on or near page 70. And we will have 20 word parts on the quiz this Friday. As we study this week, please also be looking for these words as you are reading in your independent reading books. These word parts do appear in words. You have to be a detective and really look for them as we become more and more aware of these word parts. All right. So for now, we will say thank you for studying with me today. Thank you for being introduced to your 5 word parts. And we will say until next time.